Hey guys, a bit of a different one today. I have got a track from two of my students in my EDM Tips Academy, David Nealon and Adam Miles, and they've agreed to break down Adam's remix of David's latest track. David runs a charity in Australia helping homeless children, and it's a fantastic cause. If you want to find out more about what David's up to with his charity, you can click the link below. I absolutely love to hear what you guys are achieving after having gone through the EDM Tips courses, and when I hear tracks like this, it just lights me up. I'm super pleased that you found the content useful. But without further ado, let's have a quick listen to the track that Adam has remixed for David, then dig into how he's structured his mixing session. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to the guys.
So I did that really quickly, as you know, and then I basically how I'm organised it. This is a plug for Will, right? This is something I never did before. I would produce, mix and master and everything all in the same file in FL Studio, but Will basically encourages to bounce stems, which I have. And then what I do is
I've done that course and I've had a go at it. I need to go back at it and keep doing it. What I've done is I've kind of cheated. I've taken some of the stuff like the parallel compression and I've added it into my production file.
Yeah, I mean, there's no hard or fast rule, but I kind of thought I just went with it and said, okay, right, I'm going to trust it, I'm going to go for it, and I still haven't got the balance right with how much mixing and how much do I do, but I set the templates up, and so just very quickly, what you can see, it's pretty similar. What have I done? So you can see the vocals, I've actually done more work on the vocals, but I think the important thing with the mixdown file is when you look at so the first main differences are I have an all drums bus and all the drums are then bussed, and I'm able to then apply saturation and some OTT, which brightens them up a little bit. Also the parallel compression. Parallel compression is automated throughout to give it a bit of to make sure there's more brightness on those items in the drops. And pre-drop, hinting here, you can see pre-drop I would have cut out, like literally physically cut out audio to create a bit more silence pre-drop. But generally, the mixdown template allows to be much better in terms of you can do all your bussing, and work with stems a little bit quicker and add a lot more plugins. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Mate, that's awesome.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I've had an absolute ball. I can't wait for the track to come out. What I might do is I might put we'll have it on 2 days on it being after it's been released. So we'll have one maybe on the Saturday after the album's been released, where we'll talk maybe about the first song, and then the second one on the Sunday we'll do maybe your one as on that day. So then we get to see the difference, and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, from my point of view, it's like all about making music, having fun, and that's what I have. Like I only actually it's quite a big milestone for me, because I generally only post stuff on SoundCloud. I don't actually have a Spotify or a Beatport artist yet. So you and I think I've got, since doing this is what I need to do, a bit of a tribute video to Will and the guys. Yeah, so basically prior to, I mean, I've been DJing as a kid, and then in the last couple of years I thought I'd start to learn music production, so I've been playing around for a couple of years. I got to I think I was doing okay, but I was finding taking so long to make tracks. I was getting to a point where I'm getting slightly frustrated that my tracks didn't sound quite as good as, say, other tracks that I was listening to or enjoying. And I thought, well, I was in FL Studio, so I thought I'd try Ableton to mix it up, change my workflow. And I think it was over the Christmas period, Will EDM Tips adverts started coming up on my Instagram, and I thought, I'll give that a go. I attended one of his free sort of production overview sessions, and I just took the plunge, and rather than buying a plugin, I thought I'd buy the EDM the mixing course. So I did that, and I tell you, it's just totally changed my whole workflow. I now, like in this example, I've made a track through using Will's techniques from literally idea, your idea, to be fair. The production phase was quicker, but from idea right through to a final master track in less than 7 days. And then I used the Friday feedback session from EDM Community to actually give me quick feedback on it. So literally, I've gone from 3 months of frustration and producing okay tracks to having a really cool track like this in 7 days with feedback. And I've since doing that course, I've got two, this one and one other remix coming out. There's a remix of a track called Icebreaker that is another producer in the EDM Tips community kind of reached out. I had a go at that, and he's included mine on his EP, which comes out I think on the 28th of May. So I've got like, which within 3 months, I've basically gone from, you know, producing for fun to actually having 2 tracks that are actually being remixed and released, which is like, that was my goal, was just like to be able to release music that sounds cool. Okay.
Mate, that's awesome. So Will helped me as well with getting started up myself. And so for me, when I first started, I was just watching. I didn't even know this time last year. I hadn't even heard of an Ableton. I didn't even know what an Ableton was. And the fact that we've now been able to put out 6 albums in a year is just out of control. And,
I mean, you're the pace, the volume and pace that you're going through. I mean, that is impressive.
I had to lean hard on the community though, particularly with the last one. So I was because I was just trying to try and make so many different songs. And one of the things I really loved about Will's training is he's doing it in a different style, and that was one of the things I wanted to try and showcase as well, was take one of my songs and just do it in a completely different style. So as you'll listen through with the rest of the album, what you'll see is like I've taken, say, a dance track and I've turned it, you know, into an orchestral piece, and then I've taken some other track and I've turned it into a disco beat, then I've turned one into a drum and bass, and it's just been having so much fun with it, and I'm just having an absolute ball, and it is an absolute tribute to Will and what he's done. So
good. I have to say, I remember when I listened to one of your early albums, it was like towards the end of it, there was a drum and bass one. I thought, I like that. I mean, I grew up in the old school sort of UK rave scene. I love I love the original drum and bass, and then obviously moved more into kind of. So I do when I do mixtapes, I still I always finish with something that's got a little bit of a drum and bass element to it. I love that sound, but at the moment I'm focusing on trying to get good at one particular genre and style.
Well, that's kind of where I've gone to now as well. So I've been doing a whole bunch of different styles because I really didn't. And it's funny when we talk about the drum and bass, I've got a couple of mates that have come out which I never would have thought would be huge drum and bass fans, and they're just like, I just love your drum and bass. So I was like, oh, okay, awesome. But I just before my trip to Byron Bay, I started listening to Lane 8, and I've just fallen completely in love with that style of music. So that's where I'm heading with my next bit of music, and I'm going to go thin and deep in that world, because I think you're right. I think you need to pick a genre, but that also fits my kind of style as well. I like doing chill out stuff, but dancey stuff, and it just
it is, and I've been I tried a remix contest for that just last year, and for his Brightest Light stuff, and his label, and also Anjuna Deep, from guys like Jody and the like back in from Bristol and so on, like they're sort of kind of an era that I came from. I remember actually DJing in Bristol once, but I mean, they've got a really good market at the moment, really good niche, loads of like, particularly when we're not dancing and going clubbing. The sort of more chilled kind of, I think it's become massive. So it's a good vibe. But there's also a lot of variety in that. You can, if you listen to the likes of Braxton and others, they have like so Braxton, I hear a lot of the old kind of Future Sound of London sort of drum and bassy elements. I call it like floaty breaks. He does a lot of more breakbeaty style, but it's all within the same genre. I'm looking to do a few tracks like that soon as well. And there's a bit of drum and bass in it, a bit of a drum beat in Icebreaker as well, which is quite fun. You'll hear that in a few weeks.
Awesome.
Okay, so I also thought I'd like to put in a little testimonial to Will here specifically as well for helping me out, because I know I've got a lot of my friends have been going, how in heaven's name did you actually manage to get out 6 albums in less than 1 year, not even knowing what an Ableton was when you first began? So this is primarily where it first started. So I started off coming across the EDM Tips webpage, and there was a download ultimate speed writing cheat sheet thing, and I started there, and that was a free download. And from that I then clicked on into a couple of his courses. So I started off with the music theory for EDM producers course. I then got into becoming a music making machine course, and that really helped, obviously with the speed. And then as Adam was mentioning as well, then we both actually went through and did the ultimate EDM mixing course as well, and I can highly recommend all 3 of those courses. Will has got a lot more of courses, and also some sample packs and other things on his website, plus a masterclass, which I look forward to hopefully being able to be part of one day. But yeah, just with where we are at the moment, we can't thank him enough for getting us to be the musicians that we are already. And thank you very much, Will.